We're starting off the show with Yas, man. How you guys doing? This is Misfit Mondays, everybody. For you guys that have not ever seen the show before, this is the show where, we talk about everything that's going on around the world. Every show is kind of different. We put our own spin on things. I sit here with my boys Yas and Bobby from Dead Celebrity Status. My name is Cliff Skeletor, your host. You're watching the 25th episode of Misfit Mondays, and if you've seen the show already, welcome back. If you've not seen the show, well, thanks for coming by and checking us out. We'll try our best to entertain you guys. And just to let you guys know, today, what is it today? What are we doing? What theme are we doing, guys?
The 80s.
Woo!
80s.
Yeah,
probably the coolest decade. One of the coolest decades.
Agreed.
I personally, I think it is the coolest decade in my personal.
Cooler than the 60s?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Totally. 80s.
I'll go that far. And why don't we tell them why we're doing an 80s themed show? Besides the fact that the 80s were awesome.
We have an 80s party. Yas and I are DJing an 80s party in Sudbury, 18th, May 18th, right?
This Sunday. So in 6 days.
Sunday. Yeah, long weekend. The next Monday is Victoria Day. So yeah, long weekend. 80s/90s party. We're stoked. We're excited. Can't wait to be out there. You're going to be there, Cliff, right?
Well, I'm definitely going to be there. I'm actually really pumped about it. And what we're going to do, we didn't fully decide on this yet between the three of us, but I think we're actually going to shoot a live segment of the show right from the party. So that's going to be really fun for people to see.
Yeah, so those who are in Sudbury, come join us and have fun. And those who aren't, hopefully you'll be able to tune in and get a little bit of our 80s party live. So that should be super exciting.
Yeah. And both Yas and I are excited about our playlist. We take this shit for real.
Yeah, we've been working on this for a while. This isn't just like we've been working on this for the show. I think Bobby and I have been actually working on this playlist for 20 years now in our minds.
Exactly. For what we lack in technical, in technical ability as a DJ, because we're not like super DJs, but we got fucking heart, dude.
We got heart.
We're like those kids who have, gigantic hearts, and like the heart will overcome anything. That's where we're coming from.
You guys are grinders, right? No giving.
Grind.
No, there's no retreat, no surrender for us. Little ladies.
Absolutely love it. And if you guys are on Facebook, you guys could actually find the party by going to 99 Balloons. Just type in 99 Balloons. It's probably going to pop up on your Facebook pretty quickly. And that's the invite to the event. So you guys go to that event, click join like you're coming. Make sure that you are coming. But you can find out more details about the event as well.
So it's our 99 Red Balloons 80s/90s party. And people are getting dressed up. We're going to have some 80s stuff there. Cliff's going to bring an old school Nintendo. We're going to have some fun. Our boy TJ might be coming down, and he might do a little special set, a little 80s set he's been working on. So we're just going to have fun. It's going to be cool, and hope you guys join us.
Yeah, what else is going on in the world of DCS, boys?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, no, we're in the midst of... to be honest, we're in the midst of just setting up some shows right now. So as soon as we have some solidified, concrete dates, we'll let you know about that. Other than that, the usual, go pick up Throwaway Kids. You can pick it up online. You could also pick it up in stores. Merch as well, too.
Yeah, it's all there. 682records.com, Dead Celebrity Status Records. Oh, no, deadcelebritystatus.com. Get the merch, get the album, check out the video on YouTube. Also, I've switched my setup here for all those who have watched the show in the past.
I noticed the background is paused. Did you pause it on purpose?
Oh yeah, because we're being joined by Mr. Miyagi right now.
Okay.
I've been waiting to say that. So
take it off pause though.
I am. I just wanted people to see little Miyagi. So
yeah, because
it's the beach scene. Sick.
Oh, sick.
Well, I think that's very generous because if you're not a huge fan of our show, like you like us and you want to support us, but you don't really care for the show, you can just watch the Karate Kid in the background.
Yeah. How else to do an 80s theme night without having the greatest movie of all time? Look, there's Ali with an eye. There's my girl. It's going to be a long show. It's going to go the entire duration of Karate Kid. And basically, it's just going to be the three of us giving commentary on the movie.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the scene where she kicks the ball into the fucking ocean.
Oh yeah, but look, I like this, the standoff right here.
Yeah.
They just stare at each other. Oh, this is
All right.
romantic to its fullest.
Yeah.
Watch the guy hit the ball with his hands. Like, what? Anyway. All right, so here we go. What's up, fellas?
You just really want to show up, or? All right, so here we go, boys.
Actually, I wanted to give you some credit, Cliff, because Cliff, since day one, has been trying to get me to change my background, the setup. He's been to my apartment. He knows it well, and he's always telling me to use this different angle. And I'm always like, no. And it's a big deal for me to set up my Misfit Mondays, for those that don't know. This is like the easiest setup in the world. So to appease Cliff, I decided to do it this week, and it looks really nice. So it's like one of those things your parents or your friend tells you to do it, and you just don't. But they're right, and you know they're going to be right, and you just don't do it because you're stubborn. I should have
looks wonderful. Cliff. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it looks great. I love the aspect, the fact that we can watch something in the background. So.
Well, thank you.
It's kind of killing my attention though.
I know the scene that Bobby was talking about is close to happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
got 1 year to make it all happen. That's what we're gonna do. Make it happen.
Big up Cobra Kai.
They're about to come in. Click.
Yeah, we're just gonna sit and talk about this for the rest of the show. So instead, what we're gonna do is get into our weekly deadlines. But the funny thing about this is not exactly your typical weekly deadlines. What we decided to do, because it's an 80s themed show, we're going to talk about the 80s. And what I want to talk about myself, I want to ask you guys some questions, because the 80s was such an amazing era, and we all went through so many different things during that decade, the decade where I think that a lot of different things were happening. I feel like a lot of people were really experimenting with different styles of advertisement, of TV shows, of art. You just have like a very specific theme coming out of the 80s. When you see it, you really know it. So, boys, this is the question I have for you guys. What about the 80s to you guys, as far as like, just in general, about the 80s stands out the most to you?
Wait, watch, Bobby. Watch the screen. Boom!
Boom!
What'd she kick the soccer ball for?
She's trying to save him from Cobra Kai's.
I still don't believe that.
Yeah. I have a hard time coming to terms with that too.
Why you kick the soccer?
Like, if I was there, I would just say, "Get the fuck out of here, Daniel! Run!"
Like picture, yeah. Like if we were shooting hoops in the court, Bobby, right? And you were shooting hoops with this girl, and then like her ex-boyfriend comes and she just takes the basketball and whips it. What the fuck?
Exactly, because I'm gonna get the ball and I'm gonna come back and get my ass whipped. I'd rather her just say, "Listen, Yas, Bobby, you guys need to fucking go."
Yeah.
Run past the tracks, get back home. You know what I mean? You're in trouble.
My boyfriend's a karate champion.
Exactly.
And hangs out with a gang of Cobra Kai's. Just get out of here. Don't whip my basketball or soccer ball.
Exactly.
So, Cliff, what are you saying?
Back to what you guys are talking about though for a second. What is it about, like, the guy in the movie, like the protagonist, is always going after the girl who's the sweet, nice girl. But the girl's always dating like the biggest douchebag in the world. Like, what does that say about her?
Right, isn't that how it goes down in real life anyway, dude?
It actually is. Like, as cliche as it sounds, it happens a lot. Girls love the fucking asshole.
Like, do you think that the cheerleader never dates like the strong academic, smart
nice
dude? Do you know what I mean? It's always the head of the football team or basketball team or someone of some social status.
We didn't exactly go to a high school with cheerleaders. I think
No, we had cheerleaders. You could call them that, but we actually had cheerleaders. Like our basketball team, Nickel District, we actually had cheerleaders.
But even in our crews back in the day, like, I gotta be honest, Bobby. Like, me and Bobby weren't the nicest of fellas back in high school.
Oh no, we were Johnny. We were the assholes.
We were kind of assholes. I can't lie. We were nice with everyone, and we were cool with everyone. It's not like we were monsters, but we were kind of the fucking pricks. We were cocky. We were cocky assholes, and girls like that. It's the truth. We've changed ourselves dramatically. Well, at least half of us. Me being the only one. No, But yeah, the nice guys, like even friends of ours we had, Cliff. Like, think about it. Like, some of the nice guys in our crew never really had like the it girl.
Yeah, well, I was the nice guy. I was a nice guy. I always got hot girls. Also,
You're
I
one
don't
of
know
the
what you're
few.
talking
You're one of the
about.
few. But think about our.
I don't like the mess. I don't like the message that you're delivering to the young fellas right now. They're gonna think that that's the way they're gonna have to act, and I always say that, you know what? I personally think that that's a fucking rumor bullshit. Being mean to people doesn't get you the girl. I think being nice, cool, kind, I think it'll get you way more girls, or the better girls, or the type of girls that you want to get.
I agree, but I don't think that's the case though. Like being a realist,
Yes,
I think
sir.
the older you get, as we
Preach.
become more mature and women mature and stuff, they start to see the asshole and don't want anything to do with them. But when you're young and very impressionable, especially those high school years, I still think girls like the fucking asshole. And I agree with you. It's not right and it's not cool. But Bobby?
Yeah, girls like the dude with edge. Do you know what I mean? Like that bad boy. Like they like the bad boy side. Even as you get older,
Yeah.
they like that edge. That's just
Yeah.
how it goes.
I was just trying to play the devil's advocate. I was
No, but you're right. Even George Costanza. Once Costanza had a little edge to him, he got the girl.
Exactly.
Well, you quote something from Seinfeld, you know that we can't argue it anymore.
Yeah,
So
there it is.
that's how you,
As soon as Elaine told her friend,
I'm a
stay away from him.
I'm a bad man.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, back to my question.
So the 80s, yeah, right. You know, the 80s were like the age of decadence. It was like everything goes. It was really about exploration and experimentation, but not the way the 60s and the 70s were. I think the 60s and 70s had a little more quality, to be honest, with the way they experimented. The 80s was like it's just like a giant fucking balloon full of colors that just exploded, and it was like this avant-garde, obscure way of looking at the world and trying to push boundaries. Some of it sucked, you know. Some of it's, you know, fashion and whatever, like a lot of it. But I also feel it allowed a large portion of people to just be creative and try different things. That's one ask, Bobby.
Yeah, and it gave birth to MTV. That was huge, dude. Like, think of how huge that is.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, fucking Thriller. Like, it changed music, at least at that time, forever. Like, Thriller and Yas and I with Rap City, Yo MTV Raps was like, that was my Bible. Until Much Music with their version of Rap City with the dog at the beginning. But yeah, MTV was a very carefree time as well. A lot of fucking good art was made though, especially in terms of film. Like a lot of my favorite films come from the 80s. So
Yeah. Likewise.
and music too, music. Especially in terms of like electronic music and like the experimentation of electronic music, like Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, all those dope ass groups. You had some experimentation there. Hip hop music, the golden era comes in the 80s, right? Hip hop was born in like 78, 79. So like the 80s was like that time, dude, where like hip hop started to progress. So it was a fucking amazing time for hip hop music, film, what else? Sports.
would you agree that there was less of a formula in the 80s? See, like the way I look at it was, you know, there was a lot of experimentation happening with advertising, music videos, even TV shows. I mean, you look at shows like, you know, Alf, Mork and Mindy, these bizarre shows, right, that, you know, you'd have a hard time getting away with nowadays. But, you know, there was a little more experimentation. They were a little bit brighter, a little bit louder. And whereas I see the 90s as the era when they started to take those things from the 80s that were profitable and started to form those into the formula. And then the 2000s, it just continued on from there. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes. Totally.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you're right. Like, especially with advertisement, like you nailed it. They were pushing the envelope in a way that was very artistic. Like they were trying to push the boundaries and they set the mold. And even like you mentioned, some of the comedies, like they weren't scared to go wacky and outlandish. Where, you know, the 50s and 60s, it was very white picket fence, girl next door, Stepford Wives, very family safe. In the 80s, started to push like, think of a show like Three's Company, right? Like a guy with 2 girl roommates, but pretends he was a homosexual so he can get that discounted rent.
Yep.
Like for the 80s, like they were thinking of these ideas. To us now, you know, in 2014, it's like nothing. But back then, that was like the mold. They were breaking it completely open. And you're right. Then the formula really kicked in the late 80s, in the 90s. It became super formulaic. You know, corporations completely got their hands on it and destroyed the artistic side to it. But even Bobby said with music, you know, you had The Cure, you had Joy Division, you had Run DMC, Black Jeans, Gold Chain, and Kangol. Like, there was just so much originality and not trying honest individuality, like being yourself and trying things like a Madonna. Watch that video for Like a Virgin. Like, there was just so much stuff happening that wasn't cookie cutter.
Well, one of the things I find interesting is you always hear people say this. It's one of those cliche things people say. They're like, everything's cyclical, okay? Well, you know, whether or not that's true, I think people just say it. I don't know if they have any actual evidence to back that up. But I will agree in the fact that there are certain decades that have been recycled. The 80s, the 70s, you know, I don't see the 90s getting recycled anytime soon. It's possible. This era, though, will never be recycled, though, because all we've done in this era is recycle those old decades.
Mm.
Yes.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Think about all the art, especially film, like Bobby mentioned, The Goonies, you know, like all these movies that are now being recycled. So it's like the decade of 2000, it's like, where's the art? You know, it's like, what are we going to recreate? We're recreating everything from the 80s, which isn't recreating something from the 30s or 40s. You know what I mean? It's not like we're going into like a Fred Astaire's catalog and redoing something from him. We're just going into the 80s and recreating all the classics 20 years later.
Good point. We're not going back and recreating Casablanca. Do you know what I mean? Which is, in terms of film critics, is always in the top 5 pick. 80s had art and film that actually had a lot of fucking passion and that you felt. That's what's missing now. You don't have that. So how do you recycle something that may do well in terms of blockbuster money, being big films, but they don't have that fucking feeling, right? That film that makes you feel something. And that's why people recycle something like The Goonies. I don't think they should touch The Goonies, but the reason they're doing that is because there's a fucking heartfelt feeling, passion about that film, right? And that's why they do that.
Yeah, I actually just saw. Anyway, yeah, just stuff constantly gets recycled. You RoboCop, right? We just had a RoboCop.
I just watched an interview with Quentin Tarantino, and he's one of the very few artists out there that's doing original material and is able to do it on a big level. And I believe his even though he uses a lot of nostalgia in his movies, he's very original with the stuff he comes up with. And I love the question that he was asked. He was on Strompolopoulos, and just love saying that guy's last name. And he was asked, if you could redo one movie, what would it be? And he was like, I could redo any movie I wanted to do right now, but I choose not to. And I just thought that was interesting coming from him.
Yeah, so imagine the amount of offers he gets from a studio, right? Studio saying, Tarantino, think about it. You recreate, I don't know, Bad Lieutenant. Oh, that's already been recreated.
But there's a million things.
What's that?
Yeah, like, he could do anything, but why, right?
I was shocked that Spike Lee redid Old Boy. Weren't you kind of surprised by that?
Yeah, that was stupid. I didn't watch it.
You gotta watch it just so you could so we can discuss it, like so you could appreciate how that remake is everything I hate about remakes of movies.
Yeah, I just can't get myself to do it because of that reason.
Because it's such a beautiful movie, right?
Yeah, and Bobby and I have talked about this. It's a cultural thing. You can't take a Korean film that's so embedded in Korean culture. It's all the cultural aspects that make that movie special. You take that out, and then you just have that story. And the story is good, but you're missing all those aspects. Like, it just doesn't...
It doesn't jive. Yeah, it just completely doesn't jive. So, guys, let's talk about some favorites from the 80s. Let's hear some of your favorite things from the 80s, starting with, movies. A couple of your favorite movies from the 80s, and tell me why.
Breakdancing.
Breakdancing?
Yeah, breakdancing.
Did you say movies, Cliff?
I did say movies, but I do like that you said breakdancing because
No, you said things that you like from the 80s or
yeah,
movies.
I'm cool with going in that direction.
Okay,
Actually,
breaking.
let's talk.
Breaking.
Yeah, there you go. That works perfectly. But forget it. Movies, favorite things. Let's kind of broaden this up a little bit.
Favorite things. I was gonna mention the John Hughes films though. I'm a big John Hughes film guy. Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club. Dude was a beast. Wasn't a big 16 Candles guy though.
It's okay.
It's all right.
I mean, yeah, it's okay.
It's not classic though.
But there's so many good, like right here, right behind me, I have the Karate Kid on specifically because for me it's my favorite movie of all time. I think it's the greatest movie ever made. And look, Daniel-san's about to take a spill on his bike because the Cobra Kais are about to roll up behind him on their motorcycles.
This is when Mr. Miyagi protects him, by the fence.
No. That's at the dance.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This is just when he wants, he's gonna roll down, then he's gonna throw his bike in the garbage can, and he's just
Stupid bike! I hate this bike.
That's not fair, Daniel.
That's not
no,
fair.
Mom. So anyway, I love Karate Kid. I love everything. Like Goonies. Like there's so many classic movies. Empire Strikes Back.
Woo!
The
Top
80s
Gun.
going forever. But Bobby mentioned things in the 80s. He mentioned breakdancing. Like, that was so cool when breakdancing, first time I'd ever seen breakdancing. It's actually breakdancing that brought me into the world of hip-hop back in the 80s. I didn't start liking rap from rap. I started liking rap from breakdancing. Breakdancing was my first introduction. And Beat Street's a classic film. Rapping with Mario Van Peebles. Anyway, I love things that challenge your mind in the 80s. Like, the 80s was very popular for things like Trivial Pursuit, Rubik's Cube, like, constantly, puzzles, challenging your brain.
Video games, the rise of video games. Video games like arcades.
Yes, the arcade.
Yeah, that's a big
arcade, in my opinion, is the greatest thing from the 80s. Right now, obviously, if you ask me in a couple days, I have more time to think about it. But off the top of my head, the arcade, I feel like, is one of our biggest losses from the 80s.
Yes, 100%.
Because, guess what? Video games are fun. People like to play them. The problem is having a headset on and talking over a microphone. That's not socializing. Seeing people standing near somebody, hovering over somebody's shoulder with a bunch of other people crowding around, watching Yas kick everyone's ass on Mortal Kombat, wondering he's going to make it, man. He's going to get to the next level. Watching the coins ching inside the machine. There's something about the pressure of trying to get the change out of your pocket as the clock is ticking down so that you could play again, but you're freaking out, you're a coin short, and you're begging people around you, and somebody pulls through. I mean, there's something beautiful about that that's gone. I mean, hey, man, call me nostalgic, but I miss that.
No, also the challenge, like if you were playing like a Mortal Kombat or something, and if someone wanted to challenge you, they'd have to put a quarter on the glass, at the bottom of the glass, and that's the challenge. They're up next.
Yeah.
What I love about the arcade, and you said it, the arcade was kind of like a condensed version of the high school cafeteria. And what I mean by that is there was all these different cliques, all these different crews, all these different walks of life. Businessmen, young people, whites, blacks, Asians, the preps, the jocks, the headbangers, the hip-hop kids, the skaters, the burnouts. And whereas a cafeteria was very big, the arcade was this small, confined area, and you had all these walks of life in there, and you just hung out. Like you said, you socialized in an environment where you normally wouldn't be around all these people at once.
Yeah, and there was a mix of people, too, because there was the people, like, you still had, like, the sporty people playing the sports-related game. You had the Kung Fu masters like us playing the Mortal Kombats and the Street Fighters.
Yours Revenge, or no, yours Kung Fu.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's Bobby shit right there.
And then you had people that were in there, playing pool, because you usually had pool tables, and it was just, the arcade, man. I think
and the jukebox.
All about the jukebox. You could pick your tunes, man.
Jukebox.
In my era, it was always the rockers, the metalheads. They always, for whatever reason, they always had money and had money for the jukebox. And they just, it's like we were there to play video games. They were there to make sure their music was heard. And they let it be heard, dude. You just heard the metal tunes all fucking day in the arcade.
And I loved it.
Loved it.
I love that. It was always the rockers, eh?
Yeah, they had that shit locked in. Do you know what else I liked about the arcade?
What?
It was dangerous, but it wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, it had that edginess. It had that environment where bad things can happen, even though no bad things really happen.
I bet you bad things happen at some arcades. No?
Sometimes, like me, I wasn't allowed to go as a kid. My parents didn't. They used to take me to this place called JJ's because you could go during the day and it was like more family oriented.
Remember, you get the discount coupon in the Sudbury Star?
Yeah, I have tokens. I still have JJ tokens.
Dude, JJ's was the best. Peas Pops from Hercules used to take me and Pete and like 15 neighborhood kids.
Yeah.
And dude, we'd head down to JJ's, and I remember we'd always buy a hot dog. And there was this wrestling game with Coco Beware.
Beware.
Oh, I love Coco Beware.
Yeah, that and Yar Kung Fu all day.
Sick. The old school WWF game. Actually,
Yeah.
if you can see my shirt, I'm rocking Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan,
Oh, wicked.
main
Nice.
event 80s t-shirt.
Nice.
But yeah, the arcade was just such a brilliant thing that, you know, my nephew, your nephew, you know, our nephews, our families will never experience. And I've gone to arcades. Like, I go to the Pac Mall here in Toronto, which is kind of like an Asian mall. They still have an arcade. But the games are so different now. It's all those Dance Dance Revolution and all these bright light games. And there isn't that atmosphere anymore. It's just not the same.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of kids want to stay inside the house, but we could go on about that all night. We really could. And if you want us to go on all night about that, show up to the 80s party. It's next Sunday.
It's a good segue.
You like that? It's next
Okay.
Sunday at the Trevi. Drop by, hang out with us. It's going to be awesome. Dress in some of your favorite 80s gear. We're going to have our fun, cool outfits. We're going to be playing 80s music. Like they said, man, they worked really hard at picking out that playlist. So you're going to hear some really cool 80s music. We're going to have 80s themed music, movies in the background. We're trying to get some Nintendos there so we can play some games. I think it's just going to be an absolutely blast of a time. So, yeah, I want to make sure I see you guys there. I'm
hoping it'll feel like a nostalgic house party. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe.
That's it.
Where
That's
it's like,
right? The house.
yeah, like where we're just playing super dope music and just having fun, house party style.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. And, you know, maybe you guys can send us some requests for our 80s party, whether you're coming live or even some of our Misfits.
Yeah.
Maybe Cliff, during the show, you can put a kind of Kyle. Where's Kyle, by the way?
He's not there.
Kyle had some things he had to take care of, so, you know, he's doing his own thing.
I do not accept. So Kyle's not there.
We're upset with Kyle right now, but, you know, that's all right. We all got our things we got to take care of sometimes. And
So Cliff is double duty, juggling right now.
Throw him under the bus, you know.
I'm throwing him under that bus.
We're just sad. That's all we're saying, Kyle, is we wish you were here, and you're not. You're not with us.
So,
He missed the
Cliff,
bus.
at some point, if you could put a message on the Facebook saying, name some songs you want to request, some songs you want Bobby and I to play, and Bobby and I will try and play those next week, whether you're there or not.
Yeah, for those of you that are wondering why I'm looking away from the camera more than usual, it's because I'm on my other computer screen. I'm pulling double duty. I'm working the show and I'm working the social media at the same time. So yeah,
Just killing it, Cliff.
just trying to kill it, man. But don't, you know, I don't want anyone at home to think like, look at this Cliff guy. He doesn't even fucking pay attention. You know, those beautiful men, Yas and Bobby, are talking and, you know, explaining some interesting stuff, and the guy's just fucking looking away. What a piece of shit.
That's what you get for being the nice guy, buddy.
That's exactly, man. You guys are being the bad boys, getting all the ladies. Mr. Nice Guy, man, gets left. So
The moral of the story is Kyle fucked you.
I got fucked, man. I got fucked, and not in the good way, man.
I love you, Kyle, but don't ever miss a show again.
Yeah,
I think we just turned into assholes.
you son of a bitch. All right, boys, we can talk about that again, like I said, all night, but we got to get into Smash or Trash. And if you guys are wondering, what's Smash or Trash? Cliff, tell me what it is. And I would be like, well, maybe I'll tell you, but, I don't really know you, so I don't feel any need to answer your questions. I will, though, because...
Now you're being a bad guy. Wow.
Who's the bad boy now?
Who's getting all requests from women today?
Yeah, exactly. A bunch of friend requests.
He's totally trying to spin his image right now.
Yeah, you got to switch it up, man. All right, so Smash or Trash. We come up with 8 random things. We ask Yas and Bobby if they think it's a smash or a trash, and they tell us why. I like to jump in every once in a while because I like the sound of my own voice. But I just screwed myself up. I'm like, yeah, I do like the sound of my own voice. Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're doing a live show right now. And just to stick within the theme of the show.
What's going on?
We're sticking with the 80s theme, everybody. So, are you guys ready for an 80s themed Smash or Trash?
Always.
Always ready. Okay, I like that attitude, man. I really appreciate that. We're going to get into our first Smash or Trash. And let me bring up the list here. Got everything popping up all over the place. Yeah, it's something that you guys already mentioned. Smash or Trash. The Rubik's Cube.
Fucking smash.
Smash!
How could you trash a Rubik's Cube?
Fucking awesome.
Hey, yo, what movie... I swear to God, I was thinking about this the other day. In a movie, the guy's playing with a Rubik's Cube, and he's like, I swear they're never gonna figure this thing out.
Oh, what is... I feel like I just seen
You know that line?
Yeah, I know that line.
Dude, it's fucking killing me. Is it Back to the Future, maybe? It's got to be something like time contextual, right? Like, they'll never figure this out.
It's kind of like one of those tongue-in-cheek kind of jokes. Isn't it that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
What movie?
The one he just did.
Wolf of Wall Street?
Wolf of Wall Street. Isn't it in Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah, I just watched that, actually. So it's probably, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know either. I can't. But I know the line, though.
But it sounds familiar, right?
Totally.
Yeah, it's super fucking smashed to a Rubik's Cube.
Love it. Incredible
Awesome.
concept. And again,
great idea.
You'd spend hours just trying to figure the fucking thing out. And you were able to get one side all one color, but that was it. You couldn't get the rest of the sides.
Yeah, I always quit.
Yeah, I like me and my brother were able to do it it took us a long time. And now recently I've actually tried doing it for my nephew. We're like in a chapters or something, and they have them. My nephew's like, "Look, Uncle, you see it? I could get like 1 bar." So I'm like, "You can get a bar? Fuck, I'll do this whole thing, no problem. I'm older, I'm smarter. This is easy." Literally, dude, I sat there for an hour, and all I could get was one side, and I could not, for the life of me, figure out how the fuck to do it anymore.
It's because you're smarter.
Stressed me out.
Yeah, you need to look outside the box, and like kids can look outside the box. They could think of shit that I wouldn't think of.
Yeah, I was able to do it.
I'm literally trying to think logically, and it doesn't call for a logical answer or response.
Yeah, so I got as far as my 8-year-old nephew in a Rubik's Cube recently.
Word.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I even attempted one. I think I avoided for the most part because I just don't want to,
Oh, check it out. Check out Johnny rolling a joint in the bathroom. Look, he's twisting it.
Yeah. About to get sprayed.
Sick.
Johnny, that little badass.
So, smash or trash, the greatest Halloween outfit ever are the Cobra Kais in these fucking skeleton outfits.
Oh, I don't know. I do like
know if it's the greatest ever, but they rock it the greatest.
Yeah, look at those guys, the 4 of them, in the fucking... Wow. Like, look how scary they are.
And, like, they're all in shape. Like, you have to be in shape to rock that suit and look cool. You know
not only are they in shape, they're also karate champions. It's just fun to say.
Well, Johnny's a karate champ.
Johnny's a karate champion.
Karate.
Not anymore.
On Smash or Trash, boys, the Cosby Show.
I love your Cosby
Jello
imitation.
pudding pops in the Jello and puts the Jello in the pudding pops in the Jello and the pudding pops.
Pudding pops are sick.
Everybody likes the Jello pudding pops.
Yeah, Cliff.
Yeah, that's my Cosby.
Smash for me. One of the greatest TV shows of all time, especially for me growing up. I think it came on Thursdays. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. It was like my whole family would get together and we would watch The Cosby Show.
Yeah, that was must-see TV.
Yeah, I would super smash it. Fucking, it was an awesome show.
Yeah.
And it's also one of the first times where African Americans were shown in a pretty posive light in terms of TV.
Yeah, they had a successful family, nice middle
Lawyer,
class.
doctor,
Exactly.
well-to-do, affluent family, which you didn't really see on TV at that point in terms of representation of African Americans. So that's cool.
Not even.
You remember that episode where they lip sync that song and little Rudy does the baby? You guys remember that?
Love that, dude. That's like one of my
Shit,
favorite.
right?
They did the same thing on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, she's just a little girl, but she had that. Oh, check it out, Mr. Miyagi's gonna come save him right now. This is the part you were talking about, Cliff. See, Miyagi's climbing the fence right now. Johnny's about to give him a sidekick. Ah!
Yeah.
Sick.
He's like, I think he had enough, Johnny. I'll decide when he's had enough, man.
Oh, right in the nuts.
That's the type of stuff Johnny decides.
Johnny, oh, absolutely. Johnny Lawrence is a beast.
That's the type of stuff that Johnny decides. All right.
Smash Cosby Show. And I love Rudy's best friend. What was his name? The little guy whose brother was...
Zeke? Was it Zeke?
No. Rudy and... What was his name?
Are you sure it wasn't Zeke?
Yeah, it wasn't Zeke. And he'd always say, my big brother said, and his big brother always had like the most chauvinistic views, and they'd always be like, what's his name? Billy? No.
If it's Zeke, what do you have to do for me? What
Oh, I know for 100% it's not Zeke. I'll do whatever you want. Name it. Name your price.
Jesus, this is a great opportunity.
Rudy's, just type in Rudy's best.
Yeah, it's Kenny. It's Kenny.
Kenny!
Kenny.
Kenny!
Who's Zeke? How did I come up with the
I
name?
know you got Zeke.
It's Isaiah Thomas.
Exactly.
Remember, that's when I first found out about Zerberts. Heathcliff used to give them Zerberts.
Yeah.
And hoagies.
Hoagie. That's where I learned about the hoagie.
Yeah, hoagies with potato chips on it, man.
Yeah. Big giant ones whenever his wife would be going out of town for a conference.
Yeah, he'd hide it inside the fireplace.
Yeah.
I know what was going down on that show, man. Yo, dude, I had my first just gigantic crush was Denise.
Really, eh, Denise?
Loved Denise. Oh my.
Her boyfriend, the guy she ends up marrying, that.
Lenny
Remember?
Kravitz?
Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, Lenny, yeah.
Yeah, I hate him too. Just kidding, I don't even know him. Okay, next Smash or Trash.
I don't even know. What's up?
Next Smash or Trash. Mr. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, let's get this here. Let's get this right here. He's actually probably my most hated American president of all time.
I'm going to have to agree.
Super piece of shit. Where do I begin on this fucking asshole? Let's start with his war on drugs, which basically started by President Nixon, but Reagan helped build it even stronger. Remember those fucking stupid commercials with the egg?
It's your brain on drugs.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Dude,
I fucking hate this man.
But don't you remember his wife just famously being known for her Nancy being known for saying just say no?
Yeah, that was her thing. Just say no.
Well, it's the war on drugs, which is a war on poor people.
It was that easy. It's just okay. Oh, I'm just gonna say no to drugs. Well, fuck. Thanks, man. I didn't even consider that saying no.
Bobby, finish that thought because it's important.
What's that?
Finish that sentence because you got cut off, and it's important to finish what you were going to say. It wasn't a war
Oh
on drugs.
yeah, no, I was just talking about the war on drugs, which wasn't a war on drugs. It was basically a war on black people, and a war on poverty.
Exactly.
It's fucking insane, and I would suggest a lot of people go do research about his war on drugs. And like I said, Nixon started it, but Reagan really put it into fucking full steam ahead. And this man's not a very good man whatsoever.
Yeah, it had to do with the prison industrial complex and making money off prisoners and putting black people behind bars instead of on the streets. So they changed the laws. So things like a cocaine charge, trafficking of cocaine would give you up to like a 5 to 10 year sentence. But something like crack cocaine, which was poor people drug, would give you a lifetime sentence. And then they wonder why, over the span of 1 decade, the prison population, it just grows exponentially to overcrowding, and it's all African American poor people.
Yes, for people that don't know why, what is the benefit of them doing this?
Well, they make money off it, right? And, well, 2 things. One is it clears the streets of black people because Reagan is a racist, and most conservative governments, most American government is racist, and the biggest threat to American society is an upper class majority black population, like it or not. And so every inmate in America, it's not like Canada, but in America, every inmate that's in a prison, I believe the government will give them up to $30,000 a year per inmate. It could be even more at this point. So, a prison makes millions and millions and millions of dollars on having people in their prison system. And on top of that, yeah.
Well, you can finish it.
You're ruining their lives, right? You're giving them federal crimes, so they're never allowed to leave. They're never allowed to get back. It's just Reaganomics was, in the Iranian contraband scandal, like so much stuff that happened during his time is the worst that's ever happened in American history, to be honest. He is the epitome of evil, and it's him, his vice president was George Bush. So you want to hate on Bush, but that was the vice president. Think about where he learned and where they got this from. Like Bobby said, started with Nixon, went to Reagan, ended with in Canada. Brian Mulroney was like his little puppet, and Brian Mulroney is the one who really ruined Canada, or started the beginning of crumbling Canada. Brian Mulroney gets put into office, and the first thing he says is, "We are open for business," which basically means that this new free market connection with America, which has basically destroyed Canada, where we should be today, 30 years later, and where we actually are, is a clear result of Reaganomics. So I think Killer Mike has a song. What's that song called, Bobby?
Reagan.
It's called Reagan. Maybe Cliff, if you could find a link to that, Killer Mike. The song's called Reagan. Maybe put the clip to that song or on YouTube.
I'm gonna try to. I can't promise. I've got a few things on the go, but I'm gonna try to get it up there. I promise you.
Anytime you can't do something, just blame Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. I'm sorry, Kyle. I'm sorry, but it's Kyle's fault. There you go.
So in the song, Killer Mike says, what does he say? My favorite 4 words. I'm glad Reagan's dead, and yeah, I couldn't support that enough. I am fucking glad he's dead. I just wish he would have died a lot earlier, when he was making shitty movies in Hollywood with monkeys.
And he was also, before he became president, obviously people know he was an actor, but he was the head of General Electric too. Is it General Electric?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's where he comes from. He's a corporate dude. So
yeah, he wasn't the head. He was their spokesman. So he got paid to go around and rally the fucking troops around G.
He was basically an entertainer. I mean, it kind of goes to show you what the American president actually is, right?
Yeah.
All right, moving on from that one, boys. It's so funny because I really can't use this one. This was what I was going to do for Smash or Trash next, but you guys basically trashed it already. Do you know what do you know?
Hey, sunny side up.
Do you know what a reference to that is?
Yeah, this is your brains on drugs.
Yeah, that was the commercial from the 80s. For those of you that don't know, it was, for those of you that don't already know the effects of drugs, this is your brain. It's an egg. The pan. This is drugs. He smashes the egg, puts it in the pan. This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
A healthy meal.
Yeah, delicious. My brain's delicious.
A delicious, healthy meal that you should eat every morning. Put a little spinach in there, a little hot sauce, don't put any salt on there. There's enough sodium. You're dealing with enough sodium throughout the day. Maybe a little pepper, but it's not even really necessary. You got yourself a good meal, man. So what I'm trying to say is do more drugs.
That's it. You heard it here.
You heard it here, boys. Okay, here's another smash or trash from the 80s.
Hold on. Watch the screen. Watch. What is the problem, Mr. Lawrence?
Yeah, dude.
Sick. Huh. Sick.
I don't want to say anything because every time
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Switches off the screen, I just want to watch the Karate Kid. All right, smash or trash. The girl power movement in the 80s, and a lot of people say, like, entertainment-wise, it's spawned from the movie 9 to 5, but most people believe it was actually happening in the workforce where people weren't necessarily fully paying attention to it. So, smash or trash on girl power in the 80s.
Smash. I think women in the workforce, in like looking at that picture right there, that came as a product of war. World War I and especially World War II, where all the men were being sent overseas to fight. The women were basically being hired by the factories to continue. And when men came back from the war, they all wanted their jobs back, and a lot of them were shell-shocked. And so that was the beginning stages of women in the workplace. But you're right, it was what happened in the 80s was women's fight for equality in terms of payment, and it's still not. They're still not being paid what men get paid for the same job in a lot of situations. But that was the fight, that women can do the same job as men and deserve to be paid. So again, they helped pave the way and continue to. And I hope I feel like people today are so. They forget about these sorts of things. They forget about the fight, and they forget that the fight isn't over. The fight isn't over. It's like, oh yeah, well I can get a job and I could be a CEO, so everything's great. But no, the fight isn't over, and they need to continue that fight. So we should all support it. Anyway, that's my rant.
Yeah, I agree with Yas. Smash. The women's movement in the 80s actually made a lot of progress, but like Yas said, very important to understand and know that there's not equal rights right now between men and women in the workplace. In fact, women have higher educational credentials than men, but get paid, I think, $5,000 to $10,000 a year less.
Yeah.
And they have higher educational credentials, same as immigration. Foreigners who come to this country have higher educational credentials, but make a lot less. So there's been progress made, though. So that's the good thing. But just understand that it's still a long way to go.
Yeah, and I think, another show, another time. Yeah. But I think a lot of women of today, and I don't mean older, especially like new generation, they feel their sexuality is the declaration of their independence. What I mean by that is because they can do what they want sexually, they feel they're women in power now, and they're independent, which is fine on that side of things. But there's a much bigger thing for them to be focused on, and us as men that care, should push those sorts of agendas forward, because we love you, beautiful sisters, and we don't support any sort of oppression and inequality, and there's a lot of that still happening to you. So it's more than just taking a selfie of yourself and saying I'm independent. You need to fucking fight for your other sisters to get what you deserve in this world.
To lift them up as well, right? And I mean, we all have to stop referring to powerful women as bitches. That's the biggest one, in my opinion.
As what?
I think
we have to stop referring to powerful women as bitches.
Well, yeah, I guess as a society, sure.
Oh, for sure. I mean, as a
just you, Cliff, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying we ourselves individually. I know. We don't do that. It's just that people in our society do. When I see this all the time, man. When I hear people say, "Oh, female cops are always bitches." No, they're no different. They're stern. They're in control. They have to face a lot more obstacles than men do. So it doesn't make them a bitch. It just makes them, somebody doing their job, right?
Well, you're talking about unraveling like thousands of years of gender bias that's happening. The same as racism, right? Same ideology. But Yas touched on it. I think I think we should have a topic on sexuality. He made a good point about who controls sexuality. I got a lot to say on that, so I think that would be a cool topic.
Well, we'll save that for a future one. Next up, man, this is a kind of an interesting one too. Smash or trash on the advent of the cell phone. Some of these pictures aren't fitting properly, but I think you get the gist by the Zach Morris.
It looks like a giant LL Cool J car phone.
Yeah, the brick phone, dude. The original brick.
Yeah, the OJ brick, son.
Like you said, Cliff, it's the Zach Morris phone.
And for those of you that don't get that, that's from a beautiful TV show called Saved by the Bell.
Mm.
So thoughts, boys?
I thought it was so badass when I was a kid. And you'd see people with their brick phones.
Oh,
or with their car phone. Like it was like they were going to space. Like that's the imagination we had. It was like such a abstract concept. I had this phone in my house that was like a rotary phone, and it had like the swirly string cord to it. To see this brick phone was like, wow.
And they were expensive. They weren't affordable for everybody, right? I never had one of those phones. So
they were super expensive, especially in the 80s. I mean, you know, from what a little bit of reading up I did on it too, man. I mean, a lot of companies passed on it, right? They passed. It was a small company that actually eventually passed it through. I can't remember the name of the company at the top of my head, off the top of my head, but a lot of the major companies passed up the opportunity. They're like, yeah, people don't want to talk on the phone outside their houses. Like, that tells you something about the thought process of corporations, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. But that's also the inventiveness and the imagination they had in the 80s that really helped catapult, you know, technology and stuff. But here's a quick antidote for you guys. Bobby knows this, but one of my good friends, he's one of my brothers, Gus Seriotakis. One of my boys, he's like all 80s. Everything about this guy is just loves he. So check this out, Cliff. He was the last person in Canada to own a brick phone with analog service. Not only that, he was under Rogers, and Rogers had to actually call him and tell him, "Excuse me, sir, you're the last person in Canada using the analog signal, and we need to shut it down because we have it open only for you." They paid him. He ended up shutting it down. They did a story on him in the newspaper, and he gave his phone, his brick phone, to the Museum of Technology in Ottawa. So he actually is part of history as being the last person in Canada to have a brick using analog and not digital.
That is absolutely spectacular.
Is that bananas?
Yeah, I'm curious how much they paid him personally, but
maybe we'll get Gus on the show one day. He's a part of history.
Please.
Sick.
Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I have completely lost track of our Smash or Trash here, okay? I have no idea what point we're at, but because I did a bunch of like backup Smash or Trashes, because once you start researching 80s stuff, I am sorry, it is like the rabbit hole you find on YouTube, you know what I mean? It's a labyrinth. It's hard to escape the fact that I'm not even on this show right now, guys. I'm still in 80s world. I said I'm posting. That's bullshit, man. I'm just researching 80s shit right now on my other computer.
Writing letters to your pen pals.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that was a thing. That was a thing people did.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, in the back of comics and in the back of certain magazines, they'd have classifieds, but they'd have a pen pal classified. People just looking for other people to write letters to back and forth. Crazy, so cool.
Oh, I absolutely fucking love it. Absolutely love it. So like I was saying, I lost track of our Smash or Trash. So what I'm going to do right now, which I actually find kind of exciting, and I hope you guys find it exciting too, we're going to kind of do a Smash or Trash lightning.
Oh, yeah. He just went, take a walk for a worm week. Go ahead, sorry. That was...
I just found that enjoyable. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a lightning round. So I'm going to pop things up on the screen, and you two are going to tell me if it's a Smash or Trash, and you guys can give me a little something on it. You know, we don't have to...
Quick, I like that. Lightning round. I like that. It's like the end of the game show.
Yeah, I like it too.
So here we go. First one. You guys are going to see. Garbage Pail Kids. Sorry the picture's fucked, but that's what I ended up with.
Up, Chuck, Chuck, smash.
Sick. Smash.
All right, next up. Kevin Bacon.
No, Smash, Footloose.
Smash. Smash.
Smash.
Okay, next up. LA Gear.
Oh, Smash.
I'm gonna go trash.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the LA Gear kicks.
I never had them, but LA Gear, like, especially for like that hip hop community and stuff, those in British Knights. Remember British Knights?
I remember British Knights.
BKs.
Smash.
You know, I bet you my neighbors hate me. I fucking yell so much when I do this show.
I like it.
Next up, man. Oh, I wish you could see more glowworms.
I'm gonna go trash.
Yeah, trash.
Didn't like him. I always liked the Moshishi. You guys remember that toy, the Moshishi?
Kinda.
Kinda. Yeah, I didn't like that glowwormy thingy.
No.
Next up, Slimer.
Smash.
Smash.
Ghostbusters all day.
Yeah, it's all about fucking Ghostbusters, eh? Slimer. And where are we at now, man? Oh, yeah, of course. I know where this one's going. Oh, shit. There we go. The Atari, boys. Smash or trash.
Smash.
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 At the time.
Still Smash. Current. I could play those games all day.
Okay, so
They didn't really have a big catalog of dope games, though, when you think about it.
They had enough. Like with, like, you know, Pit Fighter and Galaga and Galaxia and Pac-Man. Like, you know, it wasn't like today.
The
where
arcade stuff, like the arcade stuff that went to cartridge was pretty good, right? Like, but you're talking about 4 or 5 games. Like, the rest of the games that they made were kind of weak.
Pole Position, Rocket Launcher. Like, there's a lot of fun games. All the Donkey Kongs. Like, you had a good 20, 25 games that you could play all the time.
Yeah. Smash or trash, all the things in this picture.
Hold on, I gotta see the picture. Michael Jackson Smash, Nintendo Smash, Goonie Smash, Mario Smash, Madonna Smash, E.T. trash. I fucking hate E.T. Back to the Future Smash, Rubik's Cube Smash.
I think you basically nailed them all there, buddy.
Okay, Bobby, go.
I'm not going to repeat them all. I give them all a smash, though.
What are the 2 T-shirt looking things? One at the bottom left and one at the top right.
I have no idea. They're both cut off. I can't see them either.
Also, the colors. I love the color palette, the fluorescent colors, and smash.
Just see a Michael Jackson.
This is badass. All right, so this is our final one. The lightning round's done, so I'd like to announce the winner of the lightning round is me.
I'm
nice.
I win, man. I'm the winner.
Congrats, buddy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
That's you being an asshole again.
I know.
I like it.
I'm killing it.
Bad man. I'm a bad man.
More hunky by the moment.
Funky Bruce.
I want to take you out, dude, but I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen on the date. That's what makes me even more excited.
I'm a little edgy now, right?
Yeah, Hunky Brewster right there.
I should have brought that one up. Damn it.
Hunky.
All right, final one, though, boys.
Oh, shit! Sick!
1980s televangelists. That's Jimmy Swaggart you're seeing on screen. But
Jimmy Swaggart.
The 80s were all about televangelists. Smash.
And he loved prostitutes.
Oh, the man loved his prostitutes, man. Sat up there on his high horse, had his thousands and millions of fans watching while he talked about, you know, religion and following the way of the Lord. You know, up there bawling like a little bitch and just hanging with prosties. Prosties.
I'm going to go trash, but I am going to go smash for entertainment value.
Yeah.
Yas and I, we were on tour in California last July, and we actually were in the hotel sitting there after a show. And Yas, you remember that show we were watching?
Yeah, I forget what it's called now, though.
Dude. Yeah. Go back and watch those shows now.
Those old televangelist shows, they're crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking insane. You have to watch it. It's insane. what you could take from it now as opposed to like back then. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. 80s televangelist for entertainment value, amazing. Trash on the amount of money they swindled out of people.
Oh fuck!
Huge
What's
trash.
that? You know that Benny Hinn?
Benny
Remember that?
Hanna, Benny Hanna's a fucking beast.
Yeah, dude. There's
Benny Hanna, dude.
yeah, a Canadian documentary film just came out on him. Watch it.
Tell us a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more, man.
No, it just goes into his illegal practices.
Yeah, he's crazy.
It's fucking insane,
Sick.
but entertaining.
Nice ride, Mrs. LaRusso. They just finished their first date over at golf and stuff, and the Cobra Kai's just embarrassed Daniel, and now he's feeling all sad because his mom's got a shitty car. And
Yeah, like he wasn't one of the rich kids, you know what I mean? He was just a regular kid. You know, shout out to single moms right there, man. There's a single mom just trying to raise her boy to do the right thing, and he ended up becoming the Karate Kid. So
he just drove around in an old beat-up station wagon.
But then Allie leaves him for a football player in college.
Yeah, I still don't believe that actually happened. It just doesn't even make sense.
Shit happened.
was that it? What part was that? Part two.
Starts off with, where's Allie? Stupid.
His car's smoking.
They wanted to create a new like love thing for him, though, right?
Yeah, so they said he was going to Okinawa because he had to get away because Allie left for a football player. She's not that type of girl.
Yeah, no, that was silly. I do like part two though. Karate Kid Part 2 was pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
It's okay. It's okay, dude.
It's not Karate Kid.
Yes, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
You
not.
gotta
It's not
mind
as good. It's not as good as you remember. Let me
Mm-mm.
put it that way.
Really,
I watched it pretty recently, and it's got a lot. The problem with it's got a lot of dry spots.
Yeah. It's
You know what I
missing
mean?
a lot of the heart. Like, the heart that's in this first one is missing from that second one.
Yeah, and I like
The writer that wrote the movie, and it just didn't have that same feel.
no. And part 3 is just garbage.
Shit.
Oh, it's
Garbage.
brutal. The Karate Kid with Hilary Swank, though, that was pretty fucking terrible.
That was terrible. She's
Who would've
fighting
ever
guys with guns. What the fuck's happening?
Fucking stupid. Who would have ever thought that girl, though, would have just ended up becoming one of the most spectacular actresses in Hollywood, though, eh?
Yeah, I still don't like her.
Really? She's so fucking good, man.
Yeah, she just doesn't do it for me.
$1 Million Baby. You weren't feeling her in that.
No, I enjoyed the movie. She just annoyed me the whole way through.
I'm with
I
Yas.
will-
There's something about her that bothers me. She's talented for sure, but something bothers me about her face.
Well, you know what, though? That's a funny thing you mentioned. That's a common thought, right? She's a 50-50 kind of girl. Like, they had that whole episode on The Office, remember?
Yeah,
Where they're like,
right.
they were debating whether or not she's hot. Some people are like 50% was hot, 50% were like ugly, right? It's a really weird thing with her. I think she's fucking beautiful, but then like you guys, like, I know guys that just think she's terrible looking.
But to me, it's not even about terrible look. I don't think she's terrible.
Yeah,
looking.
yeah, exactly.
It's got nothing to do whether she's hot or not. I think it's just that face.
Yeah, it's
There's
exactly.
plenty of like beautiful people that bother me. You know what I mean? Like I look at them and just go, I'm not really feeling them.
Yeah, they just annoy you. They rub you the wrong way, and you're right. It's not a beautiful or unattractive. Like there's beautiful, handsome people that their face just fucking annoys me, and then their personality, something about her, I just can't deal with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trash on Hilary Swank.
All right, we just found that out. I'm getting. We just found that out. That's new news. Fucking poor.
Daniel's pissed because he just had to wax the floor.
Well,
He
right.
wanted to get trained, and he's busy waxing floor.
He's waxing on. He's waxing off, man.
No, sand the floor, not waxing. He had to sand the floor.
Sand floor.
Just wants to learn karate, man. How badass was it when Leo? Oh, come on, Cliff, you could do this. This is my internal monologue right now. I'm actually saying, "Oh, come on, Cliff, you're better than this, man. Use your words. Say the words, man." How cool was it when Machida landed that kick on Randy Couture?
Beautiful. I was actually just talking about that this weekend. It's the sickest. First time ever a Karate Kid crane kick out kick actually knocked somebody out in The
in a UFC fight, like a high level, not on one of the lower level fights either, right? Like on a pretty close to a main event or a main event against
co-main event.
co-main event against a top tier fighter in Randy Couture, and he did the crane technique. Like, how insane was that?
Yeah, greatest. Tell me, either one of you guys, to this day, if you're somewhere, I know I do it all the time, if you see like a wooden plank, like for example, if someone cut down a tree and like there's that stump, you don't get on that stump and actually try to stand in the crane stance.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Always.
Totally.
Like Miyagi on the beach.
You have no idea, man. I still do that, man.
That's what I'm saying. I still do it anytime I have an opportunity.
Yeah. I don't need to be on a beach, though. I'm in my bed.
What about if you're on a canoe? Do you stand on a canoe and throw punches?
Oh, fucking right.
Fucking right. And then when you fall in the water and you knock the guy,
wet behind the ear.
You're wet behind the ear.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look, now he's doing paint the fence. Paint the fence. Lock wrist. See? Paint. Up. Down. Lock wrist.
And he gets the snap going.
Look, see, he's making him lock the wrist. Up. Down.
Talk about it forever, but we got a couple questions, man. We don't have a lot of questions for this one, so we'll be able to wrap it up. But we gotta get these questions, man. We gotta get these questions, and we love answering your questions. So if you could sneak some in, and we could ask them by the end of the show, then that'd be super awesome. But right now, Mike John Vargas asks. Let me see if I can get this right. Okay, my question for the show. What makes it easy to be programmed to skip YouTube commercials but can't skip TV commercials like fast food commercials or commercials to go and buy objects right away?
What?
He's asking us, when you watch YouTube commercials, like you want to watch a video, whatever commercial comes up, you automatically just want to skip it. But when you're at home and you're watching TV, you're more inclined to watch commercials like fast food commercials or gadgets. They catch us. So I'm assuming that's what the question is that he's asking.
I believe that is it.
I'll start off by answering by saying I think a lot of it has to do with, you mentioned the word programming. Did he say programming? Did he mention that word? Yeah. It's been a systematic programming that our brains have had since the invention of televisions, right? As long as you can remember watching TV, pre-internet, pre-PVR, we were stuck. If we wanted to watch a show or just wanted to watch TV, we had to watch commercials. Even if you went and took a snack break or a bathroom break, you'd come back and you'd watch commercials. And also the invention of being creative with commercials, like Cliff said, if you ever see a show called Mad Men, that's on HBO, which is an incredible show. It's about advertisers in the 50s and how they capture emotion, right? They learn how to capture people's emotion with commercials and advertising. So when you actually think you want something or you need something, it's because there's been an emotional attachment that's been triggered from this commercial. So now you go through your entire life of watching commercials, it's almost like you're used to it, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, right? It's not reverse. Like you start, it's rotation. Like we've been used to it. Whereas the internet, in YouTube, we've become accustomed to this really quick world that we live in, where we want things instantly. We tweet instantly. We post instantly. So if you just want to, Mike, if you just want to watch a video on YouTube, you just want to watch that 5-minute video. You don't want any other, you want it instant. So I feel we're more reluctant because we haven't been introduced to it. But as you notice, YouTube is changing, where commercials are becoming more prominent. It's becoming more part of the regiment. Over the next 10, 15 years, it will become programmed in the next generation. So I think it'll change. I don't know. So that's one name. Bobby, go ahead.
Yeah, I think you covered it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Cliff,
I think in the future, you are going to see. It's going to get to a point where you're going to have no choice to watch it. Advertising dollars is just too much money to be made, right? So.
Well, it's also a constant battle too, right? I mean, there's a battle in technology right now on both ends of it, where advertisers pay a lot of money so that their commercials pop up, but then there's always people out there, tech whizzes, little hacker kids, always coming out with little fixes so commercials can't pop up, right? I have a lot of things that literally block all ads. I took it off my computer, though. I had it for a while, and to be honest with you, because of what I do for a living, right? I mean, I'm a marketer, right? I mean, I do a lot of different things, but one aspect of the things I do is I do a lot of branding for companies. I always pay attention to commercials because I'm doing it from a very professional point of view, right? I really love to analyze commercials. I love to see what's out there. I love to see how different types of commercials inspire people, right? I mean, you know, the best in the business is Coca-Cola. I mean, they sell sugar water, but they're not selling the drink, they're selling the emotion, right? And I mean, I don't know about you guys. If I see a Coca-Cola commercial around Christmas, it gives me a nostalgic feeling. It's just something that's built into me from my childhood. That, you know, they know how to nail those appropriate notes. And what I think, as you were talking, Yas, in the future, and what I believe is already starting to happen, is these ads actually are a lot more effective now than the ones on TV because there's click-throughs. You could actually click on the ad itself. It brings you right to the product page, the cart where you could buy it immediately. There's no leaving your house. There's nothing. It's instant gratification. So they've almost turned it into a form of window shopping, right? And window shopping that you could buy right away. So, yeah.
Yeah, and even to go further, like, you know, even now, if you go to the movies, they play commercials, right? Like, they used to play trailers. Now you're stuck with 15 minutes of commercials. And I just saw a movie maybe a couple of months ago, and it was interactive. They played the commercial, and it might have been for, like, a phone service or something, but it was for something. And you actually got, if you have, like, the game thing that you have for Cineplex, you know what I'm talking about, guys?
Yep.
Time Play or whatever. If you have a Time Play account, you can click while this commercial is happening, and you can get points for your Cineplex card. But like Cliff said, it's bringing you your phone directly to an app to purchase. Like, you know, they spend billions of dollars on selling us sending us.
Culture. Well, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna add to your point. Is one of the things they've done is they've taken the formula that the home shopping network uses and what TV uses in commercials and kind of mix them together, and now that's what they're doing online. Kind of these things like buy now within the next, 60 seconds, and we'll give you this deal, right? I was like, holy shit, I gotta get this deal. I love getting deals. That's what they do, right? But then you do, like 2 days later, same website, same fucking 60-second clock. They tricked me, got me.
Yep. But I'm against advertisers, to be honest. I think it's corrupted our world, and it's manipulated and really sucked the life out of great art for the sake of $1. Like, you realize that TV shows today don't get created. A lot of shows don't get created because someone had a great idea. They actually make shows around the idea of selling products now.
Oh yeah,
time slot. We need a show because we're going to get this sort of a demographic on a Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So what do we have in the spy realm? And they create things now specifically just to sell shit.
It's insane. It's like the head of the company that wants to sell something, like, Nike, for example, sits down with the head of NBC, and they're like, hey, let's have the creative team in here, and we'll all sit down in one meeting and say, this is what we want to sell. Let's create a show around that. That is fucking...
Yeah, and what's more fucked is what's even bigger than the creative team is the psychology department. They hire a massive amount of psychological professionals to develop these commercials, right? And it works.
Well, that's where it all started. Like, if you watch Mad Men and you do your research, advertising was they were the first to sit down with psychologists and get into the human mind, the human psyche, and figure out what triggers emotion.
Exactly.
And exploit us. So it's to sell us something. It's for us to spend money that a lot of us don't even have on things that we think we need.
Well, do you remember the second episode of Mad Men? Yes, that was basically the thing. The ad man Don Draper was sitting down with the psychologist.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of looking at her, saying, "You have no fucking clue what you're talking about."
Yeah.
And it still works that way.
Anyway, good question, Mike. You're awesome, dude.
Yeah, dope question.
Killing it. All right, Jessica Morrison has a question. She wants to know, both of you guys, what was your last dream about? I think in your case, Bobby, she wants to know if it was about her, and she wants to know some details. I'm teasing.
Yeah, I'm bad to ask for that. I don't really remember a lot of my dreams, to be
No, I
honest.
usually remember them like portions throughout the day, and then I forget them. Like,
Yeah, like me and Yas sometimes we'll have a conversation, right? Like especially like on tour, like because we're near each. Well, we wake up close to each other, and you like that, eh,
cuddling.
Cliff? I seen your fucking face. Yeah. But anyways,
Is it
Oh,
judgment?
guys, look at the TV.
I gotta flip to you.
Miyagi.
Nice.
Miyagi's on the little stump doing the crane kick.
But anyways, Yas will be like, "Yo, I just had this dream," and then he'll be able to detail it, or likewise, I'll be able to detail it. But then, he'll forget it, and I'll forget it too, right off the top. So, um, yeah, I never remember my dreams in the long term. So,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's hard.
Wish I could give you a better answer.
I like it. I think it was great.
You know what my last dream was about?
Mm.
I was dreaming that Cliff was in Jamaica.
Only deja vu, and he had dreads. That was my
And he had-
dream.
And he had dreads.
And a Jamaican hat on.
Hey man, how you doing?
There you go. Woo!
Telling my Jamaican joke, man. Got a Jamaican joke for you, man.
Yeah, you know what that felt like?
What?
It felt like Mr. Dressup going into his little trunk,
Drunk.
grabbing his shit. Like, what do we have in here today? And then Cliff pulls it out. He's Jamaican.
Look at the little shoulder shrug. I love that.
I'm my inner like Shabba Ranks right here.
There it is. Shabba Clifton.
Mr. Lava, man. Oh, my neighbors are freaked out right now, man. Can I tell a joke quickly?
Yes.
I would be offended if you didn't.
Okay, so a guy gets married. Gets married to a lovely woman named Wendy. So to show his love for her, he gets her name tattooed on his penis. All right, and when he's hard, it says Wendy. When it's soft, it says W-Y. So they go on vacation. They go on their vacation to Jamaica. And the fella goes to the washroom. He's taking a whiz at the urinal, and this just big, Jamaican man walks in, kind of like what you're looking at right now, right? Big beast, big. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So the man walks into the washroom, starts taking a whiz at the urinal next to him, and the guy looks over and he notices on the Jamaican guy's dick, it also says W-Y. And he's like, oh my God, what a weird coincidence. I got married to a girl and tattooed her name on my dick, and it's W-Y. Oh, what does yours say? And the Jamaican man looks over and he's like, mine says, welcome to Jamaica, man. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny, Cliff?
What?
You told that joke on Misfit Mondays already.
Did I really? Oh, no.
On the show, dude.
Oh, really?
That dude.
Yeah, well, I did it. Well, the opportunity was perfect, though, wasn't it?
This would have been the best time to pull that, and I would have laughed a lot more because I liked it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There might be people watching this episode that didn't see the last one, and they would never have known that unless you threw me under the bus. Thanks a lot,
Sure.
Yas.
One of those days, I'm in one of those moods, getting on Kyle, getting on you.
That's what you're doing, getting on us, man. Oh, one more thing. Jessica Morrison said, apparently she's been having very violent dreams lately. One dream she got stabbed and lived, and the other night she dreamt she got shot and lived. So that's what's happening to her.
That's unfortunate.
Sorry to hear that, Jessica.
Maybe you should try drinking some chamomile tea before you go to bed, something calming. I don't know what you're doing. It could even be like food. I know like eating late at night or high doses of caffeine can cause vivid dreams. So maybe try not eating so late. I don't even know if you are, but even just doing something calming like a nice tea, caffeine-free type herbal tea.
Or I would suggest watching Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1.
Or
Ooh.
The Karate Kid.
You know what? I've been dreaming lately. I have very vivid dreams all the time. I remember my dreams really well. And there's two reoccurring dreams that I just about always have. One of them is, and I had one last night. It was very vivid. One was that I was late for a shift at Future Shop. I used to work at Future Shop like 7,
I
8.
remember. I used to come see you.
Yeah. So I used to work at Future Shop. I pulled off quite the stint, man. It got me through university, and it was a good job. It was like 5.5 years I worked there. from college and university. But I always have dreams that I've missed a bunch of shifts and I'm late for work. And then the other dream I always have is that I've been skipping, like I'm in university, and I've been skipping a lot of my classes, and that I'm showing up and I'm embarrassed to go to my class because I've missed so many of the classes. So,
In university?
Got some anxiety.
Wow.
that's an anxiety, yeah. It's stuck with me. Why is it still in my life? Like, that's so far behind me. This show's getting deep, man.
It is. We should just be talking about Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and instead we're getting deep into the dark recesses of Cliff's mind.
It's a scary place to be. All right, next question from our good buddy, Justine Giles. She wants to know what you guys think about this new Michael Jackson album.
I haven't listened to it yet.
I haven't heard it. I haven't heard any of it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I heard one song, the first song they released. It was okay. It was okay. It was like Michael Jackson pre-Thriller sounding.
Really?
Yeah, but it was like a remake. So they took like his vocals and like redid it. But that was like the first single they put out, and I think Pharrell had produced it. And it sounds like pre-Thriller sound, kind of that disco-y, soulful. It was okay, but I wasn't freaking out or anything.
Yeah, I haven't heard it.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard it either, actually. I kind of want to hear it, but it's hard to listen to it because it just feels, because the artist didn't get to necessarily see the final product all the way through, you get this sense that, you know, they're capitalizing off somebody's death, right?
Well, it's not a sense. That's exactly what's happening, right? Like those songs that you're hearing, I guarantee you those are pieced vocals, leftover vocals. Those weren't even songs, and songs that he built, right? It's just like those Tupac records that you hear. Same thing. Those are just verses. Someone comes in and puts their vision, not the artist's vision. So
no, and when you have the type of artist like a Michael Jackson that was like a control freak and had his hands in all aspects of his music, you can't just give it to somebody else without his say anymore. You know, same thing with Stanley Kubrick, right? He had this. He wrote a script basically for AI. That too, and they had Steven Spielberg complete it, right, and direct it, and that always rubbed me the wrong way. But what's the Napoleon? He was gonna do a Napoleon film before he passed away, and there's like 800 pages, and they've been trying to get directors to jump in, and it's like Kubrick was like Jackson, where he was so hands-on with every aspect of his films or Michael's music that just have someone come in without them being around and create it.
Well, Yas, think about it like this, because both Yas and I are very, very extremely hands-on with every part of us making music. Imagine somebody taking your verse and my verse and just creating a song.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way they could do what we do. I would not be happy because it's not me. It's not Yas,
exactly.
right? It might come out sounding okay, but it's not my vision. And
exactly.
The only people in this world who have that vision is me and Yas. Same with Michael Jackson. He has his own vision.
Exactly.
The only artist, and I only know this because Yas is the one that has told me about this, whose music after the fact that comes out that is legit, is Prince.
That's it.
Well, because Prince actually has music created. not like he has a lot of music
ready for that day to come,
and videos.
And if, I mean, can you retell this? I know that you've said it before, Yas, on a previous show, but, you know, there might be some people watching it, and even if you did tell the story, I wouldn't even tell anybody that you told the story already.
Oh, I see what you just did there. That's Kyle's fault. I'm so focused on throwing people under the bus, it's Kyle's fault. So long story short, Prince has created full-blown albums, artwork produced, mixed, CD packaged, vinyl of full-blown albums, a number of albums. So you're looking at, you know, anywhere from 5 to 30 albums fully completed, and they're put away in a vault. There's a Prince vault, along with videos for a lot of these songs. He has full-blown documentaries that he's gotten famous people to direct, like Kevin Smith from Jay and Silent Bob, to actually direct a documentary about him. And none of these things will ever see the light of the day unless Prince releases them, and he's hoping to have them released if there's ever a post-apocalyptic world, like some sort of nuclear holocaust that basically destroys the world from creating more music because we're in ruins. He is going to unleash all the Prince music to give new music to the world that's not able to create it during these times. It's fucking genius.
Amazing. I wonder if he thought about, though, like, what mediums is he going to play the music on? Because the music will survive, the videos will survive.
The mechanism, though, might not.
But what the fuck is he going to play on?
Boom boxes with batteries, vinyl with generators.
Dude, I hope it's a ghetto blaster and a VCR.
That's it. He's got it all in the vault. Prince has got it all in this vault.
And he leaves like a cardboard box behind for some reason, but like the reason is so that people could start breakdancing again.
Yeah.
People have to figure that out, though.
Yeah, Prince is genius. He's just a genius.
You thought it all the way through. Actually, Jessica has another question. She says, color, a person's favorite color says a lot about them. So she wants to know, you guys, what's your favorite colors?
I don't necessarily have a favorite color. If I did, it would be black. But I like color combinations. In my whole life growing up, I was a big Pacer fan. So like blue and yellow were like my favorite combination. But black and red, black and hot pink, like I love as color combinations. But if I had to go one color, I'd go black.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. Red.
Red.
Black.
Yeah, black and red.
Red's probably my favorite color because people say technically black's not a color, but whatever. Red, but I'm like Yas, I like the combination of colors.
Yeah.
And black is pretty much
black with everything looks cool. So
yeah.
Even black and yellow, Bumblebee, like the Killer Bees.
Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. Yeah, black and red.
Oh,
red.
quickly, Yas, did you see that link I sent you with the Wu-Tang album?
I saw the link. I haven't watched it yet though.
The reason why I sent you this is because they go to Morocco.
Oh, no shit. And they show it on there?
The Wu-Tang album is in Morocco. They show them, like, I can't remember what city they're in. But, yeah, it shows them on the highway and stuff.
Really?
Super cool. Yeah, and they go into the studio and they play a piece of this Wu-Tang album that obviously only one person in the world can purchase right now. So.
Yeah, that's the $1
cool.
million album or whatever they're doing.
Well, it'll be worth more than that, yeah. But crazy.
In Morocco? No shit, I didn't know that. That's awesome. So we got Star Wars being filmed in Morocco and a Wu-Tang album being created.
There you go. Maybe they can combine the two.
And I just watched
RZA.
the movie.
They should throw RZA in Star Wars, dude.
For that, they should.
And on top of that, I just watched a movie where the majority of the movie, I believe, took place in Morocco. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Have you guys seen the movie Only Loved Ones Left Alive?
No.
Oh, God, boys, you guys need to see that one.
What is that?
It literally came out at the end of last year. It's a vampire movie, and it's hard to even give anything away. It's a slow burn. It's just an amazing movie, man.
It's called Only Loved Ones Left Behind?
Only Loved Ones Left Alive.
It's cool.
You'll love it. What's his name that plays Loki? He's the main star, and Tilda Swanson, I believe her name is. Tilda Swanson, right?
I don't know who you're talking about. I know Tom Hiddleston, is that his name? Loki?
Yeah, you know who Tilda Swanson is. She's in a lot of stuff. As soon as you see her, you're going to be like, oh my God, I've seen her. And she's just perfect. She's so creepy but awesome. And you're going to absolutely, I think you're going to love this movie. I don't want to overhype it, but there's
it's about vampires?
About vampires, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it as dope as Fright Night?
It's, Fright Night was fucking terrible, eh? Jesus Christ.
Not when you were a kid, though. When you were a kid, that movie was the shit.
The original.
Back to the 80s. Pencil Dick.
Yeah, that reminds me of your sister, Bobby.
They call up. Me and my sister used to know that movie verbatim.
I meant the remake one, though. Another movie they made. The original, fucking awesome, man. Awesome.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. I remember Carrie Ann used to love that movie.
Yeah, Lost
Pencil Dick.
Pencil Dick, man. That's fucking sick. I love it. Next question is, When's your next video coming out, and what song is it for? That's by Charles Marvin.
Got no answer for you there. It was something that's been in process, and again, we've had Chris Fisher on the show talking about it. He's been working on films for Hollywood for literally the last year. He's on set right now. He's been posting pictures. He's like out in the desert shooting. So he's doing these Hollywood films, and he's just stuck. So until he has some time, I can literally tell you the video will be ready next week, or I can tell you in 2 months. So it's just a matter of when Chris is able to.
Okay, Anna Garcio asks, 24, Live Another Day, in your opinion, smash or trash?
What is it?
24, Live Another Day. They're coming out with the next season of 24.
I've never watched 24.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
I trashed 24 as a whole. It's nothing but, whether you find it riveting and exciting and it's a thriller, it's American political military propaganda. They've used it. We were talking about how corporations and advertisers use television shows to perpetuate an agenda. So does the American government. So does the American military. And this is one of those shows that's helped advocate torturing any means necessary for the freedom of America overseas, and that you can do a lot of research and reading about the effects that 24 has had on the military. Terrible. Trash.
Yo, just to interject, did you hear Sarah Palin's quote?
Yeah.
Probably the best quote I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Waterboarding is baptism for terrorists.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
No, and it's come out like a lot of the atrocities that soldiers are being convicted of, and when they go to like their courts or whatever, they basically say a lot of their training, they blame the military, whatever, but a lot of their training comes from special ops video games like Ghost Recon, I don't know the names, but whatever, that all the kids play. They train on that, and they watch 24, and that's what they teach them besides their everyday military combat. They're being programmed to act like Bauer and just do whatever you have to do. Bullshit. So no, I haven't watched it, nor will I watch it. Propaganda shit.
All right, I love this fucking question. Acid Blackstar Helgeson asks, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I don't know how I forgot about these guys, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Battletoads, who would win in your opinion?
Battletoads were sick.
I totally forgot about them, completely.
Battletoads.
Do you know what else? I'll even throw in that mix, make it like a three-way Royal Rumble, or biker mice from Mars.
Awesome.
I'm gonna go with the Ninja Turtles. I think the Ninja Turtles will win.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ninja Turtles too.
Yeah, they're trained in ninjutsu arts, so
They have that hard shell too. I mean, that's a really great defensive thing they
A
have.
little bit of protection. Yep.
But I totally forgot about the toads. I actually had little characters of those.
Amazing, right? They were just trying to come out with the next Ninja Turtles, man.
Yeah, and there was a video game that was actually really good with that game. I mean, with those characters. I think it was like for Nintendo. It was sick.
Yeah, absolutely love it. So, boys, that is the end of our questions. I want to say a couple things, obviously, to close off the show. We have a couple of things to wrap up. But I do want to thank everybody that came out for our street party, Block Rock, that we had at the 705 on Cedar Street. I haven't really even had a chance to talk to you guys about it, Yas and Bobby, but it was a big success. It was fucking awesome. Mitch came out, UFC fighter Mitch Gagno came out, signed a bunch of autographs. A ton of people showed up. We had, I forget, we had a DJ. I feel terrible. I don't know his DJ name, but his name's Greg McGarry. He kind of pulled through last minute for us and came out and DJ'd. Joe Nichols from the 705.
Woo!
Yeah, the man, right? The guy is probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life. Awesome, just out there barbecuing. At the event we gave out, over 100 hot dogs, over 100 hamburgers, all for free. So, a lot of people showed up. But, the really cool thing, too, we fed a lot of homeless people. That wasn't our original intention, but it kind of really worked out. And we're like, oh, man, that's
cool.
wicked.
Cool.
we're super excited about it. It was a big success, and yeah. So I want to thank everybody that came out, and we look forward to doing more stuff, man. Downtown Sudbury, we want to make it live, man.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. I've seen a lot of pictures and a lot of people that posted about it, and yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's cool that Mitch Gagnon, and because he's still training, it takes the time to go back home and give back to the people and just be part of the people. And
yeah, well, it's really huge, right? Like in 2 weeks, we're going to an event. I'm going to an event with Mitch in Sturgeon Falls. It's a dunk thing. It's a dunk competition. So it's at the beer store in Sturgeon Falls, and we're raising money for it's called Returns for Leukemia. So we're going to be selling some Constant Aggression shirts there, and a percentage of each shirt sold goes towards Returns for Leukemia, and then you could pay to have Mitch dunked, and that also goes to Returns for Leukemia. So another great cause, and we're really excited to do that.
That's awesome.
That's super cool.
Can I play something? Can you make my screen the main screen, Cliff? I'm going to show you guys my favorite scene from this movie real quick.
Or the main screen now, my man.
Okay, what's the matter? Mommy not here to dress yet? Yeah, I'm talking. Hey, sing it for the ring.
Watch, sub out this line. Points or no points.
Let's go. Come on. Points or no points?
Yeah!
I said out.
Points or no points, you're dead meat.
Oh, those Cobra Kai.
Dutch, that's my favorite character from the Cobra Kais. It's not Johnny Lawrence, the leader. It's actually Dutch. Dutch is the king.
Steve McQueen's son, no?
Yeah, that's right. Steve McQueen's son.
Yeah, so I said Steve McQueen.
Yes.
Who was trained by the god himself, Bruce Lee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, how badass is that, eh?
So Dutch, in a way, has a connection to Bruce fucking Lee.
Isn't that insane? That's why he's so cool. That's why he's so fucking cocky.
He's got a little Jeet Kune Do that he learned from his pops.
Yeah, a little psych.
Directly from Bruce.
Yeah.
Are you fast forwarding there, Yas?
Yeah, I'm going to the final fight to end the show.
Yeah, okay, I like that. All right, another thing, too, I want to mention, make sure you guys go to the Dead Celebrity Status Facebook page. Find them on Facebook. Go to Twitter, twitter.com/DC Status. Make sure you share the show, man. Let everybody know about it. You could share the directly from the website, deadcelebritystatus.com/Misfit Mondays, and share that with people. Let them kind of know about the show, man. Spread the word. Spread the magic. I don't know why I came up with magic, but, why not?
I like it.
And, we want to see you guys out at the event next week, 99 Balloons. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a great time. Hey, why'd you guys decide on calling it 99 Balloons? What's the story behind that?
99 red balloons.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's one of the dopest 80s songs.
99 red balloons. 99 da, na, 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 na.
That's the Russian version.
In a hurry. Yeah, so dope. Actually, maybe you should plug that video, Kyle/Cliff. Just put 99 red balloons up there to end it off.
Okay, let me find that. You guys keep talking over there while I track this down.
Oh, watch that hit. Oh, Johnny Lawrence is a beast. Fuck.
History repeats itself.
No, so the last 2 weeks we've had some fun. We did the Star Wars kind of in the 80s. This week we did full 80s. So next week our 80s party will be up, so we'll be back to normal topics, talking about things that are happening in the world. And please continue sending us questions. Oh, Cliff, our boy that actually won the question of the week last week.
I shot him a message already, letting him know that I just need to get his address information, and we'll send that out to him.
Congratulations, sir. We're going to be doing more of those types of things, giving out a prize of some sort for cool questions. So thank you, everyone, for joining us again for another episode of Misfit Mondays.
Absolutely spectacular, everybody. I am posting that on the page right now. This was a great show. Anything left to say, Bobby?
That is it. Excited about our 80s party. And I'll see everybody there. New faces, old faces, all that good stuff. So
Hey, and leave us some information online. Let us know what you think about these theme type shows. We like doing them, but we like covering general topics. But it's always great to get feedback from you guys, right? So we'd love to hear from you. So, on behalf of Yas and Bobby of Dead Celebrity Status, my name is Calendar.
After the salute, we'll do the salute. Let it just continue until the crane kick is at least done.
Okay, I'm just gonna let the. Okay, that's how we're gonna do this, man. I'm gonna get a smooth extra to this show one of these days. So Yas, Bobby, Dead Celebrity Status, Cliff Skeletor. Here's your salute, and you know what? Let's make Yas on the big screen, and salute.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh, and he gets the girl. There you go.